number one for me is you have to do your research and you have to study, diba?
I've observed a lot of sa chat groups natin, mga operators having this little questions here and there, and those should have been addressed if they had attended the operators training.
Please subscribe to this channel, Practically Kathy, so you won't miss out to any of my videos.
Most of my communication are being done in Facebook kasi I have this Tok Tok Metro Manila page, and some of these applicants will directly message me through Messenger. So from the Messenger pa lang filter ko na kung ano yung kung saan nila nakuha yung information, either referral ba to or from the boosting, kasi from there I'll be able to find out kung bibigyan ko sila ng bonuses, like for example referral fee. So from there filter ko na, and then I ask them a couple of questions through Messenger, kasi sometimes I will travel and I'll go to a different country. So in my case, Messenger is the best tool for communicating with all of these applicants. And then what I did after asking them few questions, the Messenger, I'll send them the rider's orientation video, and then from there I'll just follow up within a day or two. I'll tell them, hey, did you watch the rider's orientation video? Kasi I was able to encode yun na. And then for the final process, watch the rider's orientation video, and then I'll call you siguro for a quick 15 to 20 minute interview. And then from there, I'll ask them a lot of questions kung napanood talaga nila yung rider's orientation video. Tas doon talaga malalaman mo if they watch it, if they did watch it, or yung iba naman parang they're just pretending na, sir, yes sir, I saw the video, tapos when I'm asking a lot of questions, mali-mali. And then from there, actually, nag-iimbento, and from there also, mabibuild mo na rin yung relationship through that interview process. Some of them, kino-correct mo na sila, kasi from that point of interview, di ba, sila mismo nalalaman nila kung ano yung mga common mistakes, ano yung mga, for example, mga prohibited items. So yung mga certain questions na very important for the business, for the Tok Tok. Tapos yun, from there, na-establish na namin yung naging comfortable na kami sa isa't isa, kasi I asked them different questions with regards to Tok Tok, and may mga follow-up na lang after that. And then yung pinaka-final process, pag nakapasa na sila doon and na-evaluate ko na they're ready, then I'll send them an email with their Tok Tok ID, and then I'll make sure I'll give them a list, parang final list before they get started. Make sure, number one, kailangan meron silang insulated bag. So I'll tell them, nagbibigay ako ng incentive either, kasi some of them, they have insulated bags already, or yung iba naman, binibigyan ko ng incentive, loan, pinapaloan ko sila, or I'll shoulder the Tok Tok bags, depending on their level of their capacity to pay. Tapos I'll send them a congratulatory email with their ID, and then last but not the least, I'll discuss them about the procedure on how they top up. Kasi from there, diba, since I'm not in Manila all the time, I need to make sure na pag nag-top up sila, ma-process ka agad yung money, pero at the same time, makapagbigay sila ng money through GCash dun sa Manila counterpart ko. So that's how it works in my end naman. So technology really helped me a lot to communicate with them. Everything is being done through Facebook Messenger lang. And actually it worked kasi a lot of our riders naman kasi they need to have internet for them to be able to connect to the app, diba? So yun lang ang communication namin. I don't really spend so much in terms of calling them. Everything is done through Facebook Messenger.
Yes, you also encountered some personalities along the way, right? So ano yun? Filter nyo na sila after that you have them in the system? Or do you come across these personalities during the interview or orientation, and how do you handle it?
So far, I'm so thankful that I have a handful of riders na walang mga personality issues. Although they ask me some medyo na question like, ma'am, una nung may nagtanong, ma'am, I want to be a rider. Okay, so kompleto ka na sa requirements, pero ma'am, wala akong motor. Sabi ko, lilipad ka.
That's funny.
So, but since lahat ng mga filtered riders ko na are already approved. So far, I never had issues with any of them. Wala silang attitude. As a matter of fact, ako pa ang tinutulungan nila. Minsan, binibigyan ko sila ng konting panggas kasi hindi pa naman operational. Kung may iuutos ako na pabibigyan ng mga poster, because like Chester, I also travel a lot, so everything is remote. Actually, sila pa ang nagsasabi na, ma'am, wag mo na akong bigyan ng panggas because remember, wala pa tayong income. We just need to help each other.
Galing.
You have a
Naawa
very,
ako.
very supportive team of riders.
Yun yung
Sobra.
that's the power of really getting the right people. Kasi less
Yes.
stress on your part, diba?
Very cooperative yung mga first timers kasi hindi nila alam yung industry. It's their first time to venture into this kind of business. So very very cooperative. If I tell them to do something, nakikinig sila. Pero ang pinaka difficult na experience ko yung mga experienced riders kasi first namimili sila ng trabaho. Alam na nila yung distance, alam na nila kung magkano yung kikitain nila. So ito yung mga riders na sometimes you have to make them understand na if we support each other, both of us will flourish. Kasi kinausap ko I'll give you an example. Meron ako isang rider one time, I think she's based in Bulacan, and I think Cathy,
Yes, I'm
Cathy
aware of
knew
that.
about, yeah, she was aware of what happened before. So I spent money for the marketing materials. So nagpagawa ako ng tarp, and I spent thousands of pesos to put together a tarp for my for Tok Tok. So ang request ko dun sa rider to pick up the tarp from the pickup point and then dalhin niya from Alabang to Valenzuela area kasi hindi ko hawak yung Valenzuela and I wanted to get a lot of customers also from Valenzuela and Bulacan since taga ron siya sa north of Manila. So ang nangyari on that part, namimili siya. Parang nagko-complain siya, binigyan namin siya ng extra money, binigyan namin siya ng pangpagas, and at the end of the day, parang namili siya kung saan niya ilalagay, tapos nagko-complain siya heavily when it comes to kung saan ilalagay yung mga marketing materials. So nagkaroon kami ng conflict, pero Kat was there to resolve the issue. So sinabi namin, and si Kat then, she explained it nicely to this rider na we need to help each other kasi pag naging successful ang Tok Tok and marami tayong naging customers at marami tayong naging loyal customers or loyal clients, magpo-flourish not only yung operator pero mas kikita rin ang mga riders. Kasi ang pinaka kikita talaga yung rider din. Kasi para itong business is for them, di ba?
Yeah.
One of the things that we stressed out, yun nga yung sinasabi natin, kailangan maintindihan ng rider yung role nila. Na sila ang lifeline ng business. At we're doing this for them. Kasi kung tayo, di ba, we all have our own means to earn money. And you have your jobs as well. So kung tutuusin, hindi naman talaga natin ito bread and butter. But what we're doing is giving them an employment. Now, these people are not our employees. Diba? So we're giving emphasis on that they are our partners. Kaya kailangan ang maging mindset nila is that they are working for themselves. They are the boss of themselves. And if they are not going to do something about it, wala silang magiging source of income. And most of them are really just depending on this one. And we totally understand it. Pero kailangan dito kasi they have to exert effort, especially sa beginning phase. Dahil ang ating app, hindi ma-identify yung mga riders immediately if they are not active riders. So kung papatay-patay lang sila, they will just let the app, get a delivery service. It's not going to work that way. Kailangan talagang mag-click sila. And constant clicking would allow them, mababasa siya ng system as an active rider. Pero a lot of people don't understand these things. Kaya ang nangyayari, yung mga riders, kapag hindi nakakuha ng bookings, immediately, ang kanilang conclusion is that the app is not working. Same thing with the operators. So may bisyo di ba? Kahit nga cellphone nyo, may bisyo. Ang laptop, may bisyo. Sa atin, meron din tayong techniques on how to go about it, right? So these are the things that we also have to incorporate, and I appreciate it because during the training, talagang in-emphasis yun. Binigyan natin sila ng idea. Yun yung mga naging problema sa Manila, right? So yung iba, they just relied on what the app can do. Tapos, kapag nakikita nila na masyadong mahaba or malayo yung kanilang biyabiyahihin, then they get turned off na. So parang ayaw na rin nila. So it's also, yun nga, yung sinasabi mo, Chester, attitude for you is very important. Diba?
We have to set expectations with the riders. Kasi, di ba lagi nating sinasabi sa kanila na hindi araw-araw Pasko. Kahit na nga yung mamamasada ka ng jeep, di ba? Hindi naman araw-araw busy. Ang mga busy times would be weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and what do you expect on a Monday? People already spent their money during the weekend. So, pag Monday, Tuesday, normally, hindi pa ganun ka-busy, not unless it's a holiday. Pero we have to set that expectation to them para at least meron silang idea, hindi sila ma-disappoint. And as an operator also, you have to be there palagi kapag meron silang mga problems and if they needed our help. Let's say for example, bigyan kita ng maganda example. Yung one of my riders from Bulacan, nag-ask siya sa akin, "Sir, I've been waiting for the booking for almost 2 hours and wala akong nakikitang mga booking." So ang ginawa ko, pumunta ako sa reports and then nagpunta ako dun sa pick up and drop off section. Di ba makikita natin yun as an operator, makikita natin din yung mga pins, yung mga red pins and green pins, yung mga pick up and drop off points. So I'll take a picture of them, I'll take a snap picture of them, of that, and then I'll send it to them. Pinapadala ko sa messenger para at least may idea sila kung saan sila pupwesto on that particular day para makakuha sila ng ano. So it's more of like a help to them also.
So yung mga new riders, yun yung sobrang ina-assist na. Pero we also have yung mga riders na maayos na sila, stable na sila because the app recognizes them as active riders. So yun, less na yung pagko-consult. Pero yung mga bago pa lang, talagang dapat i-guide din sila para hindi rin sila ma-turn off. Kasi eventually, if they don't like the system, syempre, diba, they have also other options like yung Grab, Lala Move. So they would prefer yung mga usual na ginagawa nila. Pero yun nga, there's still potential here. Kailangan lang talaga nilang alamin kung ano yung strategy, kung ano yung vision ng app. And eventually, they will prosper just like what some of the riders, right, na sobrang okay na yung kanilang delivery service.
And one of those strategy to get more bookings aside from that is auto-clicker.
Yes, that's
diba?
A very controversial din ng auto-clicker. Si says, I don't know if your riders are using them. So before, nagkaroon tayo ng problema dyan, diba?
Actually, I thought that they removed it. Kasi 1 week pa lang ako operational sa Davao. So I thought that they removed it. So is it still back on?
Before, one of the concerns sa Manila na talaga nabubwisit ang lahat ng mga operators at saka mga riders is because of the use of this app called the auto-clicker. So yung auto-clicker, you just set it up para mag-click na mag-click. So yung app before is open. Open yung TokTok. And at that time, we can get as much as 8 bookings for the riders at a time. So imagine how overwhelming it is for a rider to be getting 8 bookings. And since auto-click na auto-click, so after you deliver something, may papasok naman ng bago. So basically, it's never ending. So ano na matatapos mo for the day? Yung mga backout, tama ba yun? Mga selfish na mga riders, they get so much, while the others, syempre, wala silang auto-clicker, talo sila. They cannot get any booking. Tapos ang nangyari din, it led to a lot of cancellation dahil anong oras na na-pick up mo ng 10 o'clock in the morning, alas 5, hindi mo pa rin nade-deliver yung package. So nagkaroon ng maraming complaints and it was the delivery service was not even out. So naging number 1 problem yung auto-clicker.
Ito ilalagay mo dyan sa may refresh button. Yang target na yan, ang ibig sabihin yan ang magpipindot. Kasi without the auto-clicker, ang rider nyo is pipindot ng mabilis. Na parang naglalaro. They have to like keep pressing as fast as they can para mag-refresh na mabilis ang system. Okay? Pero pag may auto-clicker, pag pinlay mo yan, okay, your rider will just sit and watch. And the system will keep on clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. Hindi na sila pipindot ng pipindot. which is a waste of time for our riders. Okay? So yan na ang purpose ng auto-clicker, guys. Hindi na siya para manlamang ng ibang riders. Ginagamit na lang yan para tulungan ng riders natin pumindot ng pumindot, mag-refresh ng mag-refresh. Okay? Yan na yun.
But karon tayo ng human intervention. So ang ating app now, before the rider gets that particular delivery service, para ma-accept niya yon, he has to key in his PIN code. So pabilisan din dito ang labanan. Pero at least somehow na-filter na yung automatic na pagkuha ng delivery service. At hindi na na-overwhelm si rider.
Yan to sir Start ko yung service. Cancel. Then, punta na ako sa TokTok apps. TokTok Rider. Yan, TokTok Rider, sir. Ganito lang mag-setup yan, sir. Yung plus, ibig sabihin, mamili ka kung saan mo ilalagay yung position. Number 1 yan. Pag dyan ko kinlik yan, di ba sir, pag pinit yung refresh, pinindot mo yan, magre-refresh na magre-refresh. Then, dagdag ako isa pang pindot, para sa, yung kung may, tawag ito, may, delivery na, may lumabas dyan. Ibig sabihin sa part niyan, dyan lumalabas yung order o delivery. Tapos, pwedeng, pag lumabas yun, saan itatapat ko lang, kunyari magdagdag akong number 3, kung saan yung mayroong accept, diba? Dito rin banda yun sa may gitna. Ganyan lang yan, sir, sineset. Then, pwede natin siyang i-hide, pwede natin siyang, gusto mo i-hide, ito may mata lang gagamitin mo dyan, sir. Hide na yan, di nakikita. Pwede mo uli ilabas, pero labas natin, sir. Then, pag pinlay ko yan, sir, mag-set siya ng oras. Nilagay ko 2 seconds para medyo mabagal. Mag-start na sa number 1, 2, 3, sunod-sunod na yan, sir. Tingnan mo, sir, kung paano mangyari. Nag-i-start niya siya, sir. Nagka-count doon. Refresh, click, accept. Refresh, click, accept. Then, pag nag-accept siya, siyempre lalabas yung pin. Ipo-post mo lang yan. Pag post mo niyan, sir, di-put mo na yung ikaw pa rin ang mauunang makaka-accept kasi pag refresh ka ng refresh, hindi na napapagod kamay mo mag-refresh. Then, pag may lumabas na sa number 2, ibig sabihin yung kung anong may delivery ba, automatic pipindot din yan doon. Pag pumindot din yan doon, sir, nakuha niya, lalabas yung accept. Pag labas ng accept, magpi-play lang siya, pero nandyan pa rin yung lalabas lang yung pin, sir. Pag labas ng pin, pindutin mo tong post, then lagay mo yung pin number. Kaya nagagamit pa rin talaga, sir. Ganyan yun, sir. Play natin ulit. Ganun karaming ginagamit yan. Hindi lang, sir, auto-clicker. O click assistant. Maraming apps ngayon na ginagamit para Ito is kalimitan ginagamit sa yung mga games. Mga naglalaro ng games. Magagaling yung mga kabataan sa ganyan. Kaya ito alam nila yung mga ganyan, sir. Ngayon, nagka-count lang yan. Refresh. Pag-click nun, seconds. Click, second. Ganun lang yun. Tapos, ganun lang, sir. Nasa yun na yun. Yung huli lang dyan is yung pin. Kaya, kunyari, nakuha mo, accept. Pin, post mo lang. O, lagay ko yung pin number. Tapos na, usapan. Ganun lang, sir. Sige, sir. Thank you.
So yung auto-clicker na problema dati, ngayon, parang naging na siya, helpful tool na siya sa ating mga riders. Kasi sabi nga natin, you really have to be fast when getting the delivery booking. Isang negative app na talagang kinainisan ng marami, we turn things around, right? Na yung ating disadvantage, naging asset na tuloy. And it's my opinion, that's the way I see it. Although you can see sa social media and a lot of people are commenting about it, still against auto-clicker. Pero ako, I'm not patronizing it and I'm not recommending it to the riders. But if it will help them with getting bookings, then I would not discourage them at all. Kasi meron din tayong mga gamers, yung magagaling sa paglalaro. Their hands are very fast. And even without auto-clicker, they can get a lot of bookings in one day. So yun, siguro it requires a lot of talent. And siguro yung mga batigan na pagdating sa mga ganyang bagay, they can easily get the booking. Yun nga yung sinasabi natin, it is just during the first phase na kailangan natin itong mga bagay na to in order for the system to recognize them as active riders. But once they become active riders, mas madali na lang yung booking. And later on, I'll be playing a sample video kung paano nakakuha yung isang rider ng booking in less than 3 minutes. So, hindi oras. In just less than 3 minutes, he was able to get a booking.
Booking today lang kukunin ko. Tas Manila area. Sabi kasi nila 1 oras, 2 oras. Pero ako, araw-araw bumabiyahe. Ganito lang po diskarte ko. Search nyo lang sa akin yung area. Tapos today lang ang booking. Tapos kailangan ng wallet nyo medyo malaki, no? Maliit ang wallet, ang load wallet nyo, ang rider credit nyo. Ano yan, mas mababang posibilidad magpasok ng mga booking sa inyo. Mas malaki ang puhunan, mas malaki ang pumapasok. Ayun, may pumasok agad. Accept natin yan. 8, 9, 7. Oh, mukhang processing. Mukhang no longer to. Saan sana to? Quezon Boulevard. Kaya po, no longer nga. Malalaman nyo pagka sa inyo yung booking, pumapasok agad yan. Refresh lang kayo. Isang daliri nyo, refresh. Yung isang daliri nyo, abang sa pasok. Ayan, dalawa-dalawa pa. Accept. 3, 2, 7. Bawal ang YouTube, bawal ang Facebook, bawal ang Messenger. Wala kang ibang gagawin kundi mag-refresh. Kung hanap buhay ang hanap nyo. No longer. Ang bibilis nila. Wala na yan. Pag nag-back kayo, tas may booking kayo nakita, wala na yun sigurado. Ayan. Ayan. Marami naman pumapasok na booking. Pabilisan lang talaga at nakapokus ka dapat sa cellphone mo at sa daliri mo. Mukhang processing. Mukhang hindi natin nakuha. Refresh. Accept. Accept. 9, 6, 7. Mukhang hindi na naman natin nakuha. Matagal ang processing. Magti 3 minutes na tayo naghihintay at kumukuha ng booking, mga kagulong ko. Sigurado hindi natin nakuha ta. Malalaman nyo kung nakuha nyo yan, mabilis lang yan. Ayun, nakakuha pala natin. Ganun lang mga kasimple. 3 minutes. Nag-waiting ako dito. Focus lang po kayo, na. Focus lang. Tapos pag on the way na po kayo sa location, tawagan muna. Tapos confirm, pick up, tsaka yung drop off, tsaka yung item. Kung kasya ba sa motor yan. Tapos ito, navigate nyo, sender.
So you'll see how it goes. So mag-auto-click at mag-auto-click lang siya, forever siya mag-auto-click. Tapos i-receive yung booking and then human intervention, magbibigay ng PIN number yung ating rider in order to process the bookings para ma-accept niya. So yun, kailangan din talaga ma-practice ng rider how to key in those numbers really fast, or if they're not going to use the auto-clicker, they really have to move their fingers very fast. Ano yun, skill siya. In this kind of field, it has to be mastered. And one thing that was also corrected is instead of having 8 at a time, na-reduce na siya sa 2. So, dalawa na lang ng dalawa.
That part I need to clarify pala. So, it's reduced to 2 now instead of 8.
Yes. As an operator, kasi meron tayong part na tayo mag-encode sa system ng delivery services, right? So, if you're going to encode, for example, 8 deliveries for one particular rider, it's still possible. So, for that deliveries alone, specific, mabibigay siya dun sa rider. Pero yung rider makikita sa system, dalawa ng dalawa. At yun na ma-accept niya. Eventually, once it is accepted, mag-reflect yun sa portal.
So another issue, another problem that I encounter sa Manila, product handling. There was an issue about the cupcakes and the succulents. So ano nangyari during the delivery? Upon delivery of the cupcake, nasira si cupcake, nag-spread yung icing within the box. If they use the right container, yung merong parang may butas sa gitna, para to avoid the cupcake in moving during the delivery, hindi masisira yung cupcake. Second, yung pag-handle din at pagpapackage ng succulents, it has to be in a box. Tapos kailangan in between that, meron din siyang either they put paper or parang meron ding butas or insert na doon mo ilalagay yung pot para hindi rin siya matabunan. Tapos they have to put that in a box sa may cover. Anong nangyari? Basta lang nila linagay yung pot of succulents, individual pot dun sa bag. So ano nangyari? Siyempre napisa siya, pagdating doon nasira yung succulents, pati yung cupcake. So in that case, ang sisisihin talaga nila si rider kasi si rider yung may dala ng product. However, as a rider, we need to educate them and we need to inform them na before they receive the product, as long as nakita na nila, okay, it's not part of the prohibited items, pero they need to check also the packaging. They have the right to decline and then they have the right to ask the sender to make sure it's properly packed, it's in the right vessel or container. So in that way, when they deliver the product, it's going to be in good condition. Kasi anong nangyayari? They ask the rider to pay for it, where in fact, it wasn't the rider's fault. It was the sender's fault. So as an operator also, we have to intervene and we have to help them also by educating them na for them to be able to accept this the product, they have to double check the packaging also.
Yung communication talaga ng rider at saka ng operator is very important. Like for example, accepting yung cash on delivery. So as we know sa social media, some people are taking advantage of it. May mga nanloloko. One thing that the riders can do na dina-advise din natin is for the sino ba nagbabayad sa cash on delivery? It's the recipient, no? To send money sa GCash. Kahit initial lang, di ba? Let's say it's 2,000 pesos. So even if they just give out like 1,000 sa GCash, kung kaya naman 2,000, why not? Para rin maiwasan yung mga bogus transactions. Nakawawa rin naman si rider kasi siya yung nag-shell out ng money. Tapos, naloko lang pala siya, it turned out. So, ang nakikita ko rin dito na maganda sa grupo natin is may concern ang mga operators, right? So, says, I was inspired by what you have posted before pa. Yung sinabi mo, do you still remember it? Yung pinost mo doon sa ating dream team na yung experience ng isang rider with an operator. Do you still remember that? That the rider is not communicating with the operator. So feeling ng rider, he was left out in the business. Niya alam kung anong gagawin niya.
Yes, definitely. It's very important to communicate. Kaya natutuwa din ako sa group ko kasi my riders, each batch, may group chat sila. And natutuwa ako how they help one another. Minsan wala na akong sagot pero yung isang rider, nag-share sila ng photos na, paano ba at bato ko is tatanggapin ko ba to? Kasi parang hindi yata maayos na nilagay ni ate. Mayroong isang rider nagko-comment doon, yes, pero sabihan mo si ate na ayusin niya yung spaghetti kasi matatapon yan mamaya pag-deliver mo. It's so funny how they have grown so much in this small group that I have na they are initiatively helping one another. They even help other riders. Yung grupo nila na, cool, dito tayo magtatambay. Pero pag may redelivery ako, sa next delivery, sa'yo na. So, and I get past that time na in-educate ko sila. Now they are educating one another. So I'm very happy and I'm proud what I did with my little team. So
it's worth the investment, huh?
Definitely, it's worth my time and effort of putting the group together. Kasi unlike sa mga experience ninyo siguro sa Manila na avoid ko yan sa team ko sa Davao because based on your feedback and mga experience ninyo, I try to avoid that and I try to inform my riders on how to handle this situation so that hindi mangyari sa Davao team namin. So they are more aware of the situations. Kaya alam nila how to handle it.
And I can see that you are also very good leaders in the sense that nag-devote kayo ng time kahit sobrang busy kayo, na sometimes napupuyat kayo dahil sa time difference because you also travel. Pero binibigyan mo sila ng panahon, ng atensyon. Kung may mga concerns, hindi nyo sila pinapabayaan. At nakikita nyo rin, at first, si Chester, nagkaroon siya ng mga concerns with the attitude of his riders. Pero nakita natin yung changes, na nagkaroon sila ng better response now. And I see that you also led them to really understanding the business per se. naintindihan nila na yung role nila as riders, para sa kabutihan nila, para kumita sila ng pera, they have to understand and they also have to promote Tok. Yun naman yung pinaka-importante. So we have a lot of detractors, marami ring mga bogus riders na na-fire ang company that are trying to use the social media in order for them to vent out their concerns, gumagawa sila ng mga bogus accounts, etc. So marami na silang ginawa to destroy your company. But I'm proud to say that JC is looking into that very seriously, and everything is under investigation ng NBI. So some people already got punished. Meron na silang cease and desist order, and also yung mga culprits na bigyan ng justice. Nagkaroon na sila ng case, ng theft, at yun, hindi na sila makakuha ng NBI clearance. It is also one of the reasons why we're very strict pagdating sa pagkuha ng NBI clearance. Dahil na-experience na ng Manila na nagkaroon ng mga bogus riders. Ano ba yung mga bogus riders? Yun yung mga nagtangay ng mga staff ng mga customers, and the company had to pay for it kasi we promised safe delivery service, but it was not rendered well kasi itong mga riders na to nagnakaw. Tapos may mga iba naman that they had their own transactions underground, di ba? Kinausap nila yung mga customers, tapos sinasabi nila, i-bypass na natin yung app, whatever is indicated there, bayaran mo na lang ako. Tapos yung ibang mga riders nagka-cancel na nagawa naman yung deliveries, not knowing that we belong to one family dahil yung mga referral codes nyo is used by your relatives, right? And your friends. So sila yung nagre-report sa mga operators. So all of these things, I think the system worked in that way that we were able to address and report those who are not doing this business honestly. At dun yung mga na-fire or na-ban sa company, yung mga block na riders because of this. Sinasabi ko parang syndication na nga kasi hindi natin alam, we were caught unawares na ito palang klaseng modus operandi had been existing for years in the delivery service. At tayo mga operators, being new in this kind of business, naging biktima tayo ng sitwasyon, even the company. So we got rid of a lot of this, parang nag-cleansing ang ating company. And syempre, yung mga taong feeling nila na agrabyado sila dahil sila naman gumawa ng kasalanan to begin with, sila yung hindi na makabalik sa ating company, sila ngayon yung gumagawa ng mga ganitong issues over the social media na napapatulan naman ng iba. Diba? Yung mga vloggers na gusto maging popular, going with the hype and the popularity of Tok, sila naman din nagko-comment without really knowing the ins and outs of the business. Like for me, for example, how can one person be credible enough to even say something about it kung hindi naman sila insider? Right? Tapos yung mga nakikita natin nagpo-post ng kung ano-ano, pag in-investigate mo, yung mga Facebook nila, di ba we encounter that says, yung Facebook nila, wala, empty. It's a fake account. Pero marami na mislead na tao. So yun lang yung siguro magiging precaution natin pagdating din sa mga riders. And I'm happy to see that in your orientation and in your interviews, mini-mention niyo yun. So, yun yung mga naging setback sa Manila that I can see technology-wise. Yes, we have concerns with the app. Pero you being, kumbaga, you founded an app company, right? And you pioneered something from scratch. Nakita ninyo yung difficulties ng technology. So, ayun, with your experience too, you can also share with a lot of people kung paano ba yung complications ng app na hindi naman pwedeng magkaroon ng app na 100% functioning, perfect na, right? So it goes through a lot of phases. May beta testing na hindi porke nag-work ang app, may malaking problema na. 'Di ba? Kaya nga, ano sabi mo sa akin, Chester, ano ba yung reason ng upgrade? Bakit nga tinatawag na upgrade?
Kapag nagkaroon tayo ng upgrade, that means mas marami tayong masaserbisyohan, mas magiging efficient yung app natin. And we have to inform our riders na these upgrades are necessary for the company kasi sila din magbe-benefit at the end. Sila yung mas makakakuha ng maraming transactions, mas maraming booking, mas maraming kita. So they should not be discouraged, and we have to, as an operator, we have to encourage them most of the time na kung magkaroon ng system upgrade, okay, kalma lang tayo. Maghintay lang kayo. Give them some tips kung paano ma-resolve yung mga ganitong problems. So just make sure lang na to assist all of our riders from time to time if they need it.
Any advice naman that you can say both operators and riders based on your experience?
I've observed a lot of sa chat groups natin, mga operators having this little questions here and there, and those should have been addressed if they had attended the operators training. It's very important that we utilize all the tools that we have available within JC Premier, that we attend the training, the orientation, get ourselves well versed, well knowledgeable on how to run this business, because hindi naman pwede na mag-i-interview ka and you're gonna hire riders and you don't even know how to use the portal itself, what to click and what type of link you're going to send to your riders if they need to apply. So it's very important that you have all the tools ready, you have the knowledge ready, and you are well equipped as an operator to run your business. Like you said, Kath, this business is not for everyone. So it's a hit and miss. Sometimes you will be successful, sometimes you're not going to be successful, but what's important, you try your best. Just like any business that you want to start or build, you need to focus, you need to give time. It's not an instant, you're not going to be an instant millionaire the next day, but you have to work hard for it. Give time for your riders, because if you want this to be a long-term business for you, you need to be able to train them or give have a good relationship with them. That's very important. um, as the start, you will be their backbone. Definitely they are in need of you, because first, they don't know how to go about how to use the app very well, and how the business run, and they don't even know how to market. Some of the writers, they don't know how to market, so you need to be able to guide them, train them, and educate them. So that's very important.
Yeah, one of the strategies that you have done is you have given out mga leaflets, right? And also use the tarpaulin.
Yes.
And wonderful that you have done a successful motorcade, right?
So
Congratulations to that.
thank you, Kat. Thank you. So I'm not going
Congratulations.
to iba-iba din kasi ang strategy ng each operator. Chester has his own way, ikaw din, Kat, ako din. What I did, and a lot of operators reach out to me, how I did it. So how I did it is ayoko kasi na hindi terno lahat. Gusto ko plastado na. So what I did, I had to fund it upfront. So upfront cost, I have to purchase everything with my own money, and then I asked them for a down payment lang, and the rest of the balance they can pay me within 3 to 4 months. So you can do that if you want. It's up to you. Each operator does things differently, but this is how I do things. So I just required them 700 down payment for their insulated bags, their uniform, and they can pay them off in 3 months once na maka-afford na sila. And I will offer them the insurance after 3 months, as long as they put in more than 30 hours a week of working, and depends on their performance and evaluation after 3 months, then I can offer them insurance. So that's something that I want to do. And on top of that, I give them freebies or some top uploads. So gusto ko kasi uniform sila lahat. Kaya some operators reach out to me na, paano mo ginawa yun? Bakit lahat may uniform na? So I just want it that way. So and I think for me, I find it very very nice na lahat sila, and we planned having the motorcade. So one of my riders na nag-work sa LTO, sabi niya, "Ma'am, we can do that." So okay, nagkumuha siya ng permit, and we did it very well. And the same day that they pick up their insulated bags and their uniform, and I had their IDs printed out, the same day distribution, the same day din ang motorcade.
O, nagpakain ka rin, no? Talaga naman. It's really a
din ako konti.
wow factor. At saka statement talaga siya. Diba? Kumbaga, para bang you introduce Tok Tok with a big bang.
Yeah, so, kasi bulk to din kasi sila nag-apply eh. So, kaya parang napasabay-sabay ko din sila. That's why it works for my favor, kasi hindi pa isa-isa, kundi sabay ko din sila. So it worked out for me. I'm just glad that with both of your help, kay Chester and ikaw din, you guys have mentored me on how to run this business. So I was able to plan it accordingly.
Stress level naman. How do you assess your stress level? Kasi sabi nila sakit ng ulo. Ikaw, how do you find it?
Well, ang stress level ko at first is not even for my riders. It's more of my suppliers sa mga orders ko. So that was the first stress level, because I was not able to coordinate with the ordering of the material. So that was more of my stress. The second part of the stress is the time difference because I travel a lot. So yung minsan yung tulog ako, gising yung mga rider. And also the many changes with the version upgrades that we're having. Minsan I'm not up to speed. Hindi ako medyo updated sa mga changes because there's so much chat groups that we are part of. That's why I have to reach out to both of you individually kung may mga changes na hindi ko masyado alam. But it mellowed down so far since we become operation in Davao for a week. Maybe because I've established everything sa mga riders ko na they are our partners, na structure ko na sa brain nila, na program ko na how it should be. They have it in their mindset that they need to help one another. They need to strategize on how to get customers. Ngayon, initiatively, they do their own thing. Minsan, pumupunta na lang sa office na, ma'am, hihingi ako ng flyers kasi magbibigay ako doon. So, okay.
So
I don't need to
they're
ask
really
them.
running the business as it is supposed to be. So wala ka lang sakit ng ulo kasi lahat na sila yung nagtatrabaho for you.
Minsan ako nagpapanik, ako na-worry kasi wala silang mga requests and I have to apologize. Ako, guys, pasensya na, don't worry, next week magkakaroon na tayo. We'll just need to work hard. Minsan sila lang din sumasagot sa akin, ma'am, relax, dadami ang wrinkles niyo niyan.
Way to go.
Wow. Dadami ang wrinkles niyo, ma'am, don't worry. Fight lang, be positive lang. Minsan, napapatanong ako sa self ko, parang baliktad yata. Dapat na silang ma-stress kasi ako pa ito nasi-stress eh.
Which is very good. I love what is happening there in Davao. Siguro it's also, the mentality that you got the right people for the job. And that's what what is the most important eh. Kung ayaw nyo talaga ng sakit ng ulo, huwag nyo bigyan ng problema ang sarili nyo. You do the sacrifices because eventually you will reap from this. Time, effort, attention, yun lang ibibigay mo, care sa mga riders, and they will respond to you. Now you can see the fruit of your labor. So simula pa lang, you're starting off well, and sila na mismo yung nagkakaroon ng initiative. And few years from now, I can see that your business will really flourish. Ang dami mong riders. You can earn as much as hundreds of thousands. And if this continues to grow, nako, baka mag-retire ka na and enjoy life. Yung sinasabi nila talagang
I hope
good
so.
life.
I'm praying for that. I actually did pray for that. I want to share this testimony. When Chester called me and I was in California, that was my birthday week. So I spent time with my family for a vacation. And then during my time alone, I really prayed na, Lord, bigyan mo naman ako ng business para yung long term, kahit hindi masyadong malaki, basta gusto ko lang na may business ako na nakaka-relate ako in the Filipino community. And then boom, ito nga, answered prayer na tong opportunity na yung nung in-invite ako ni Chester. And that was it. It was something I really prayed for. And if God guide you, He will provide. He will really provide.
O sige, si Chester naman, what advice you can give to both riders and operators?
Number one for me is you have to do your research and you have to study, diba? Second, you need to find your inner purpose. As an operator and as a rider, kailangan malaman natin ano ba yung purpose natin, bakit tayo nag-join na business na to. Okay, we did the research, pero upon researching and then finally you made the decision, I'm gonna sign up for this and I'm gonna do the business. If you find the inner purpose within you, then it would be easier. It would be easier for you to set your goals, diba? So like for me, ang purpose ko is to make more money kasi nga I lost my job. So that's my purpose of doing the business. And second of all, to help also our Filipino community to give jobs. So these riders would give them enough money to feed their family by being a rider. And then another advice na mention natin kanina, communication. If we have the right communication between the riders and the operators, everything would run smoothly. Pag meron kang request sa rider, it would be easier for you to ask them a favor. And at the same time, kung meron din silang mga request sa operator, kung meron silang mga problem na na-encounter, if you have the right communication, the operation would be flawless. Kasi based on my experience, communication is the key talaga. And pangatlo, we need to set a culture dito sa work na to. Kasi if you don't set the culture, I mean, hindi nila malalaman kung anong value ng trabaho nila if you set the culture. And then another thing is you have to engage with them all the time. Remember, when you engage with them, they would think na they would always think na important sila, and then hindi lang sila rider pero partner din sila sa negosyo na to, sa business na to. And then last but not the least, ang masasabi ko lang din na advice is you have to have the commitment. Kasi if you don't have the commitment, then you won't be able to accomplish your goals. Kung committed ka on what you're doing, mabilis mong ma-accomplish yung mga dapat mong gawin. Kahit na anong mga problem na may encounter mo, as long as you're committed, I think it would guide you through the whole process, your whole journey of being a tok-tok operator, and at the same time, be a successful tok-tok rider. So that's just my advice, and hopefully, if we follow this little tips from us, then they'll be able to be successful also in their own business, either in Tok Tok or in any other businesses in the future.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a lovely conversation with you guys. I know that you're very, very busy, but thank you for taking time to have this interview with you. I appreciate you sharing your experiences, yung mga difficulties niyo, mga successes, yung mga na-encounter niyo, mga personalities, and also your riders. I can see that you have quality riders. Sa kanilang postura pa lang, talagang maganda ng presentation. As what we've been saying, sila ang ating lifeline, sila ang ating frontliners. At we have to understand as operators ng ating mga riders, tinataya nila yung buhay nila, right? They're out there in the open, sila yung exposed sa viruses, pwede silang ma-aksidente along the road. So if we can also help them out para mabawasan din yung kanilang burden, we can see like the app not working, instead of us na instigating more negativities, nakita ko na you've been giving them encouragement, and eventually sila na mismo yung nagbibigay din ng encouragement. So I like what is happening right now, and as I've mentioned, Chester, the culture is also very important. So I just would like to say congratulations to both of you. You're one of those few people who I can see, few pa lang, kasi kaka-nationwide pa lang natin, right? So ang concentration natin before was in NCR, and a lot of our partners are not really concentrating much on the NCR because we've seen the saturation. But now, unti-unti na lumalago at nakikita na natin that they're spreading out, hiring riders in different parts of the Philippines. So I hope that this video will help them with getting the right people, getting the riders, and promoting that positive image and doing that kind of culture in their own respective groups. So again, thank you for your time. God bless, and hope to see you next time for another episode.
Congratulations to all of us.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.